So which one of these animals has not yet been cloned? The correct answer is C. So far, birds show an unusual resistance to cloning science. Improvements in cloning technologies may be needed before birds can join the ranks of these man-made replicas. It's weird, true, and freaky. Hybrids, clones, and medical miracles. They defy the rules of natural selection and push the boundaries of science. The animals get even more astounding, counting down the planet's most bizarre creature creations. December 2003, Dallas, Texas. Look closely at the first genetically altered pet store animal. By day, they look like normal zebrafish, but in the dark, they're a shimmering show. Hundreds of thousands are sold as pets, leaving some asking, should science be used for human amusement? This glow-in-the-dark syndrome is called bioluminescence, and many sea creatures have it. In low light conditions, they can turn themselves on like light bulbs, illuminating the area around them. But these glowing fish were designed as toxic watchdogs, the brainchild of researchers at the National University of Singapore. The idea was to create fish that glowed in response to certain pollutants in the water. To engineer the glowing fish, scientists extracted a fluorescent protein from a creature called a sea anemone and inserted it into the genome of a colorless zebrafish egg. In their tinkering, the first prototypes glowed all the time, not just in response to toxins. It wasn't long before a commercial market turned these glowing newbies into a sensation.
The wholesaler described it as probably the biggest thing to hit the fish industry in 20 years, maybe ever.
Yet some worry, if they get loose into streams and rivers, could they mix and breed with other fish, creating glowing schools of even stranger mutations?
There's always the question of whether cloned or transgenic animals will be a detriment if they get released into the wild. In the case of zebrafish, they actually are not indigenous to North America.
And there are even deeper concerns surrounding the controversial craze. The state of California's Fish and Game Commissioner banned the sale of glowfish for ethical reasons.
That fish is for sale in 49 states of America, but it's not for sale in California. It was really an ethical decision that was based on the fact he didn't think it was appropriate to use genetic engineering just to produce a pet.
Until now, genetic engineering of animals has mainly been performed for scientific research, food production, and medicine. Yet as pet store glowfish continue to be bred by the mega batch, some wonder whether these frankenfish should have their lights extinguished forever. Japan, 2007. One astounding creature creation leaves nothing to the imagination. At Tokyo's Hiroshima University Institute for Amphibian Biology, an animal exists like no other on Earth. The first ever transparent four-legged beast, a see-through frog.
世界で初めてだったもんですから、本当に万歳をするような喜びがありましたですね。
Professor Masayuki Sumida and his research team produced this bizarre new breed. It took painstaking patience. Remarkably, this breakthrough wasn't the result of intensive genetic modification, but breeding. To make a see-through amphibian, Sumida's team started by crossbreeding two Japanese brown frogs, each with a rare natural mutation that makes their skin unusually pale. Then, using artificial insemination, the pale frog's offspring were crossbred once again. By now, their skin pigment was reduced to virtually nothing. After several more tries, finally, the team had a transparent mutation that defies Mother Nature. Healthy frogs with invisible skin. As Sumida holds this tiny frog up to the light, it's easy to decipher the dark mass of organs through its pinkish see-through skin. From its circulation to reproduction to breathing, anyone who looks at a transparent frog has X-ray vision.
The pigment in the skin of the frog has been genetically engineered to be lost, and so you can see through the tissues a little bit more readily, and you can, say, observe the egg sac, heart beating, things like that.
What's the point of a see-through frog? A virtual window for scientists to examine a fully functioning live animal. For the first time, without the need of damaging X-rays or post-mortem autopsies, a creature's bodily functions can be studied in real time. Some feel future experimentation on the frogs is unfair to these captive creatures. Others see a rare opportunity to analyze everything from the effects of drugs and chemicals to the ability to observe how environmental toxins affect a frog's bones and liver functions. Today, the see-through experiments continue. Will these amphibians lead the way to transparent humans? As with all creature creations and the technologies they represent, for their future impact, only time will tell. Up next.